Hello and welcome. In this video, we're going to go over the high-level overview of the contribution process for delivering code back into the CoprHD main branch. Let's start by looking at the main page in our wiki. Right here, you can notice that we have a link that takes you to the high-level overview of the contribution process page. At the top, you'll find a picture with the steps. And again, this is a very high-level overview. Each one of these steps is further explained down in this page, and it has links that take you to the different areas of the wiki that go into even more detail for each one of these steps. And these steps are, number one, you have to get your accounts. These accounts are the Confluence account, the Jira account. Confluence is our wiki. Jira is our issue tracking software. We're also using Stash for our repository, so all of our code is there. So here's one example. Let's say I want to fix a bug because I found it. So I go to Jira, and in Jira I create an issue, and I select the project. There's only one project right now, which is CoprHD. The issue type is bug. I'm entering information about the bug. I'm just calling it a minor bug because it's not a big deal, because it's just this bug that I'm creating here for the purposes of this demo. I can say where it's found. I can assign it to myself, which I am doing in this case, and I can enter a description. And again, this is going to be a very simple description, just saying I'm making this ticket just so I can record this demo. And I can create that issue. Once the issue is created, I can see it and look at all the details about it. I can set up whether I want to watch it or not, that sort of thing. Now, because we're using Stash and we're using Jira, we have integrated them. And so right from Jira, you can say create branch, and it takes you to this page, which allows you to then create a branch that you're going to use to do the work needed to fix this bug in its own separate branch. And that branch is going to be just right off the master branch. You can even change the branch name, which I did here. Once your branch is created, we clone the code from the review.coprhd.org repository. We bring it over to our local machine. We move into that directory that gets created, which is CoprHD controller. And then, first thing we're going to need to do with that code is we're going to need to change our local view of that repository to be that branch that we just created. If you go over to Jira, you can actually copy the text of the name if you're like me and you can't type. And that's what I did here. I just went over and I grabbed the string name. So once you do the git checkout command, now I'm working on my branch. For the purposes of this demo, I'm just going to change the README file. And I'm just going to add a simple sentence in the middle right here, saying essentially that here's a change and it doesn't really count and it should not be merged. Then we save the changes. After making the necessary changes, I'm going to commit the code. When I commit, I'm going to make sure that I put a message on it describing my changes. Also, I need to make sure to grant the developer certification of origin. This certifies that you agree with the DCO, and essentially you just need to tag with the following information, which is just signed off by your name and then your email address. If you don't sign your work, then your code cannot be accepted. Once you've done all your code and you push the changes up to the branch in the central repository, you then can create a pull request. And you do that by selecting create pull request on the left and selecting your branch. And here I'm saying I'm going from my branch to the master branch. And you can see the change there highlighted in green. I can then put in another description, and you can see that it pulls in the signatures that I did earlier. And here I'm just going to put a comment saying, please reject this, because in this case, this isn't really a change I want to get in. I'm just doing this for the video, of course. So I put in my description and I click create. Once it's created, people can come in and review it, and basically the whole review process gets started. I'm unable to merge it because I'm the one who created this pull request. So other people will be able to do that. It gets a number like number 75 here. And so like I could go to the HipChat channel and say, hey guys, I just checked in. It's pull request number 75. Please go in, check it out, merge it, etc. Once you create the code review, you start going back and forth with the different members of the organization, of your team. And, maybe they have some feedback, that's something you want to change, etc., etc. You're going to need at least 2 committers to approve your changes to go into master. This concludes this demo. And again, this has been a very high level overview of the full process, from selecting the work you're going to do, creating your branch, downloading the code, moving over to the branch, making your changes, committing your changes, pushing your changes up to the repository, and then starting the code review process by creating a pull request. Thank you very much for your time. Please leave us any comments or any questions. Anything that's not clear, please let us know. And you can always find all of this information and more in the wiki. I'm going to put the link to the wiki in the description so you can just click through. Thank you very much and see you next week.